Wasting no time into it today, let's get into the January 13th update patch notice. So basically in January 13th, the game is going to have an update that is going to bring us our new supporter Nima. Now they describe her as Nima as a new supporter for the Mercenary Union. Her legendary exclusive will be Nima's Tambourine that increases her attack bar by 200 per enemy when using Cheering Dance up to 1000. So whenever she uses her rage skill, it'll increase her attack bar by 200, which is a fifth of it. If there's 5 total enemies, it'll increase it up to 1000, which is her entire attack bar. Somewhat like Konami's second skill in Summoner's War, she'll just basically use her rage skill and it will let her take another turn. She will be added to the support battle for the Mercenary Battle Center, obviously. She's going to be added to Resource Collector Neostone Up in Battles collection effect, which is very nice that we can get more Neostones if we have her in our collection. She's also going to be having increased skill card rate draws, so if you want to get her, then the time to get her is going to be on patch release because her rates will be higher. And while you can draw her from this banner, you're also not going to be able to just unlock her with diamonds, so definitely save your diamonds if you want to get in on her ASAP. And we have some little splash art. That doesn't look too bad to me. Tambourine looks good. All right, now let's get into her abilities. We have Sonic Dagger, which is her first skill. Inflicts damage to the enemy by 70% of the attack. If the target is granted with weakening effects, decreases the attack bar by 100. So it's a 1/10 of an attack bar decrease that comes with a requirement that the enemy is also debuffed. That's not that good because firstly, she's probably going to be going first if you wanted to take advantage of her attack bar manipulation. But if you just wanted to take advantage of her passive, and we'll get into that later on, and she was one of your later turns, and you were able to get debuffs off before her turn actually happened, then this could be very slightly helpful. Whenever you skill this all the way up, it goes up to 150, which is just 15% of the attack bar. It could be enough to save you. It just really depends on the situation and what kind of fight you're looking at, whether or not this is going to help you a lot or not. Second skill, Tremolo, recovers the HP of an ally by 19% of Nima's total HP and grants Tremolo for 2 turns. An ally granted with Tremolo recovers the attack bar by 100 when an enemy ends acting. So this can go all the way up to 250 attack bar increase. This is very good. So if you were to get an earlier turn on her and you got this off on an ally, then essentially every move that the enemy takes will increase their attack bar by 1/4 of their entire attack bar. And that is very big because it lasts for 2 turns. So until they get a full attack bar 2 times, they will get to increase their attack bar like that. It would be very good to pair with a nuker or someone that you would like to take multiple turns that usually only gets to take 1 or 2 turns in the arena, or someone that you just want to push out their kit as fast as possible, like Trevor. The faster you use his attacks, the faster you get attack buff, the faster you get crit rate buff, and if you put this on Trevor for that example, he would be getting those buffs much faster. Now this is the third skill, Dissonance. Inflicts damage to the enemy by 75% of the attack and decreases the attack bar by 200 with a 50% chance. So you're going to have to build some accuracy on her. Skilling this up all the way increases the chance up to 80%, but you will still want accuracy to make sure that that lands. But it bounces a projectile for 4 times to the nearest enemy, inflicting 75% as damage and increases the attack bar down by 50 with each bounce. So basically she casts it, it hits an enemy, decreases their attack bar by 200, bounces, decreases theirs by 250, bounces again, decreases the next targets by 300, bounces again, decreases the next targets by 350. But it also comes with a weakness. For example, if you were using this skill on Trivia, then it says that this skill cannot be overlapped. So I assume that means it can't bounce to the same target. So the more enemies you have, the more effective this is going to be. This is going to be a very good skill in Arena. And lastly is her rage skill, Cheering Dance. Recovers the HP of allies by 9% of Nima's total HP and increases the attack bar of allies excluding yourself by 50 per enemy. Skilling this up increases the recovery amount based on Nima's HP, but I want to say this is not as good as I thought it would be. Firstly, this is a rage skill, so you have to build her rage bar all the way up to even use this. Secondly, it's 50 per enemy, so by the time you get rage skills in Arena, there's probably not that many enemies left unless you're fighting a Christopher. So if you're fighting a Christopher and it's like at the end game battle and he revives everybody and she's able to use it and get 250 attack bar on all of your living allies, that could be very good, but it's also extremely situational. So bringing her to something like Trivia, again, there's only going to be 1 enemy on the boss. It's only going to increase everybody's attack bar by 50. We know in Summoner's War, the character Bernard increases your entire team's attack bar by 30%, which is 330 in this game, which is pretty much a lot better. And on top of that, in Summoner's War, that amount of attack bar increase is not even enough to help you every single time because enemies can cut in between your allies based on their attack speed. So it's a little bit of a toss-up on whether or not this skill will be effective or useful depending on where you use it. And last is her Cheerful Adventure passive skill effect. Increases the attack bar of all allies excluding yourself by 100 when the wave begins. So this is very nice because it happens no matter what. The second the match starts, everyone gets an 100 attack bar increase. 100 attack bar is only 10% of your total attack bar, so it is not a lot at all. But if you were bringing her as a support and you weren't having to put your entire dash set and fastest runes on her, because if this was a skill and it wasn't a passive, then you would have to build her with your fastest equipments so that she could take that first turn. But since she's taking the turn with a passive, you can pretty much put your fastest equips on someone like Ziv to try and AoE decrease enemy attack bar, or put it on Lakshmi to try and get your damage share off as fast as possible. And it's not going to be as effective as Bernard's third skill in Summoner's War, but it's also just should be looked at as a little bonus rather than the main point of the character. An 100 attack bar increase is much harder to cut in between. How in Summoner's War it's 30%, so it's very easy for the speed gap to be large enough that somebody could cut in between. If it's only 100, it's pretty much just a little bit of a perk and not so much as the entire synergy of your team. The only pack here that's going to be worth noting is the New Year's gift pack, where you can get a legendary exclusive equipment selective ticket. The other packs are definitely not going to be worth it, but if you want to get a pack, definitely check out that legendary exclusive equipment selective ticket. But other than that, y'all, I think she's going to be pretty good. That bouncing ability, the second skill and third skill seem very, very nice. Depending on the situation, she's definitely not going to be driving the meta by herself, but she is going to be a very good unit to have and to keep in your back pocket and to put on your arena team or on any team, just to ensure that you get a little bit of a bonus attack bar in the beginning from the passive. You can vastly decrease the attack bar of the enemy, and she also just comes with a lot of extra added support. So I do think she's going to be a good pick. You might want to go ahead and save some gems to pick her up. But other than that, y'all, that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.